Hey there kids, it's me, Safari Sam, and today it's a new episode. It's just a fucking new episode. Now all of you know I'm from Australia, and you know, we're kind of crocodile people down there, but here in the States, you guys got a bit of an obsession with the gators, especially down south. Lots of my stuff's filmed in Georgia. Lots of tax write-offs for that film shit down here. So, today we will be talking about the American alligator. And I got this fantastic taxidermized specimen we can look at, eh? That's pretty fucking... What the hell is that? Holy shit. Well, I guess we got two specimens today, boys. It's a little crocodile claw. Well, okay, this is the States. This is southern United States. Alligator claw. Wow, it's on a fucking... This was brought in by mistake. I wouldn't use a fucking keychain as a specimen. Are we that desperate? Anyways, one of the women from the prop department gave me this head. I wish she'd give me a regular head, if you know what I mean. Don't give me that fucking look. Don't give me that fucking look. I make sex jokes every episode. Oh, it's inappropriate to make them about my co-workers? Seriously? Absolutely kill yourself. So we have this American alligator head. It's a pretty good taxidermized taxidermized specimen. You know, really like the feel of those gatory scales. It belongs to a group of reptiles called crocodilians. That's right, like gharials, crocodiles, caimans, and alligators. They're their own thing. They're not lizards. They're crocodilians, and they've been around for a very long time. They've kind of reached evolutionary perfection. These motherfuckers were eating dinosaurs back in the day. Sarcosuchus and all that shit. These motherfuckers would chow down on dinosaurs. That's how badass one of these fuckers can get. But it's, you know, really good specimen. It's a little dirty. I mean, someone could have wiped it down, right? The prop chick couldn't have wiped this down. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some information about this fucker. So our American alligator here, often just called a gator, and I'll probably refer to it as that several times. You know, these can be found in the southeastern United States. You probably saw many of them when I did an episode at the Gulf Coast Zoo in Alabama. In fact, I believe this specific gator is actually one from Alabama. Very cool. Very neat. The only other living alligator species is the Chinese alligator, but this one can grow much bigger, which is very cool. This is normally where I would chant USA, USA, but that joke doesn't really work because I'm Australian. So, adult male American alligators can be anywhere from like 3.4 to 4.6 meters. You know what? I just realized I'm making this for an American audience, and you motherfuckers have no clue what meters are. That is 11.2 to 15.1 feet. You're welcome. And that's how long they can get. They're pretty long fucks. And their weight is pretty insane as well. You know, these suckers can weigh up to 453 kilograms? 999 pounds. Females are smaller, of course, because females are usually the inferior of every species. So, you know, they're a bit smaller in length and stuff, but it all works out. They prefer freshwater wetlands, like marshes, you know, cypress swamps. You can find them all the way from Texas to, like, North California. You know, those swamps in that area. Pretty neat. And you can tell the difference between one of these fuckers and an American crocodile, right? You see, the snout is broader. Got a much broader snout here. Its jaws overlap, which I can't really demonstrate here, because it's taxidermized with the jaws open, you know? So that's just kind of how that be. They also have darker colors than the American crocodile. You see, far darker in coloration. And, another difference is these fuckers prefer freshwater, and crocodiles are, more suited to saltwater than a gator would be. So, that really helps them be found in different areas as well. These toothy fucks are also apex predators, top of the fucking food chain. If it weren't for guns and the Owen family, these motherfuckers would rule the earth, right? It's just guns and the Owens keeping them from just crawling up and just eating every single fucking one of us. So, since they can't eat us as often, they kind of focus on like birds, mammals, amphibians, fish, pretty much anything in or near the water. This fucker's gonna eat as long as it's meat. Do you think that rhyme will go over well? I mean, I think it will. Fuck you, alright? Their young have a slightly different diet, they feed on invertebrates until they get a bit bigger. And these things are actually very, very important to their local ecosystems. As the apex predator, they kind of keep populations from exploding and destroying the entire ecosystem, So don't fucking put your python outside when you don't want it anymore. Pythons really shouldn't even be kept as pets. Like, fuck that shit for real. These motherfuckers will actually bellow, they'll make like a bellowing sound to be like, hey, this is my territory, you stupid fucking crocodile, get out of here, I'm an alligator, hey. But it also is used for fucking. When you hear them bellowing, they're either like, hey, get off my lawn, you crazy kids, or they're saying, hey, come give me some of that gator pussy. Gators don't actually have pussies, they got cloacas. It's just one hole that they piss, shit, and cum from. So, speaking of noises these fuckers make, they actually use infrasound. Which is definitely... I know what infrasound is. They use it to attract mates, which is what I was talking about. And I can definitely talk to you about the specifics of infrasound, because I 100% know what it is. That being said, we're moving on. These are listed as least concern by the International Union of Conservation for Nature. The only things that are really killing these are people and pythons. Pythons are fucking up Florida. And they're fucking up the gators. Sometimes the gators get them. Sometimes the pythons get the gators. Ugh. But, it's a real battle out there. So for fuck's sake, if you don't want your python anymore, take it to a fucking zoo or to someone or someplace that can fucking care for it. That being said, these fuckers were endangered in like the 70s, but a little over a decade later they were fine. In the 80s, almost 90s, they were just totally fine. And it's actually the official state reptile of Florida, Louisiana, and Mississippi. They're just fucking everywhere. They will eat you up and they will eat you out. And now let's take a closer look at this fucker. You got those beady eyes. I think mine are just marbles, but whatever. It's taxidermy. It's not like the mummified seahorse we had on a previous episode. But I mean, like, these teeth are pretty fucking sharp. Good condition. Nice texture on the top of the mouth. Oh, fuck, that feels like sandpaper. AKA my ex-wife's vagina. It's just really incredible. Their jaws are some of the most powerful jaws on the planet. They can bite down with enough force to just shatter your erect penis. But here's the thing. Once that mouth is closed, it actually has very little opening power. So if one closes its mouth and you can get your hands around its mouth, it's not going to be able to open it again unless you let go. A ton of strength going down, not a lot going out. Almost none. Like the bare minimum needed to actually perform the fucking task. The American alligator is the MVP when biting, but when opening in its mouth, absolute fucking loser. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thank you for looking at the American alligator with me. It's a creature that I've encountered several times. A lot of personal history with it. You know, I used to canoe through the Okefenokee for zoological shit all the time, and these fuckers were everywhere. They are truly a fascinating creature. You gotta love them. So, that being said, we're kind of starting to run out of specimens like this. If you would like us to have access to more specimens that we can show and educate you with, and if you would also like us to, you know, be able to get access to live animals and go places with lots of nature and stuff like the botanical gardens, or perhaps even an aquarium or a zoo, a nature preserve, a national park. You know, these are all places that we would love to visit and do episodes on, but we need the cash. So, if you want to support the show by donating on Patreon, that would just be the biggest fucking help. And I'm going to try to maybe do some merch. I don't know if it probably wouldn't fucking sell, because B3's podcast merch doesn't fucking sell for shit. But, you know, I think that I think this show is good. I love making this show. I want to make more, and I want you to be a part of it. You can see behind the scenes stuff that we have on Patreon. There's a lot to do. So you can support us there. There's $1, $5, and $10 tiers. That would be really helpful and help us get access to a lot more specimens and a lot more live animals as well. So that's it. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, damn. Thank God you didn't get me a fucking real one of these, right? Holy shit, it would have destroyed me. It would have destroyed me. I might be trying to capitalize off Steve Irwin, but I am for sure nothing like him. Yeah, these things freak me the fuck out.